One or two, not too
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Okay. So, Zaman,
John.
Jan,
Yes.
welcome to Chit Chat and Chai episode 6. Today we're going to have a conversation about your life story. And you can talk about whatever makes you happy. Please just introduce yourself briefly.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Shazad. To the audience who doesn't know me, my name is Zaman, and I am a lawyer. I live in Southeast, and I work with Azon Lawyers, the law firm. We're based in Dandenong, and we are a generalist firm. We practice in all areas of law, including immigration, conveyancing, criminal law, civil litigation, etc. So, um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
very glad to be here.
How long have you been in law for, as a practicing lawyer?
I It's been a year.
Hmm.
Last year I got admitted as a lawyer into at the Victorian
Oh,
Supreme Court.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. And prior to that, I was full-time student, and on the side, I was just running a small business as well.
That's amazing. He's a man of many talents, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, when it comes to podcasts, do you listen to a lot?
I I I wouldn't say a lot, but I do listen to podcasts, especially when I'm driving.
So, who's your favorite?
Um, I listen to videos on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it's like a just the audio
Okay.
with a picture,
Mm.
and the person that I listen to most is Jim Rohn.
Jim Ron.
Yes, I don't know if you know him, but
No, I
he's
haven't
no
heard
longer
about
with
him.
us.
Okay.
He's passed away, I think, in 2009.
Okay.
But he
Rest in
was a
peace.
Yep. So he was a great personality. He mainly lectured on personal development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personal development.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. So, I think everyone could maybe check him out on YouTube. Is he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody that
Yeah.
wants to get some motivation, or just want to improve their personality or their life, and because Jim Rohn actually talks a lot about different things, and especially how to manage your time effectively,
Mm,
which I found to be very useful. It has personally helped me to manage my time and to know the value of my time. Um,
that's
and I
amazing.
encourage everybody to have a look at it.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage people to listen to podcasts about self-development in particular because it applies to everyone's life. Yeah, it's something that's very universal. So, yeah, thank you for that. And if you were to make your own podcast, someone, would you do it in maybe the same style as Jim Rolls, or would you do it in maybe like a different one?
Well, Jim Rohn,
Yeah.
he used to give lectures in front of hundreds of people,
Mm,
and he would travel often to different countries and lecture on self development, how to develop your personality, things like that. But if I was to actually start my own podcast, I would do it slightly different.
okay.
Um, at the start. But I think the end goal would be similar to Jim Rohn, travel around. But initially, it would look like having a studio like this, and have someone to chat. You know,
Yep.
um, the topics that I'm interested to discuss is mainly about business. I like to talk about business and share my experience, and also learn from
Your guests.
yes,
Yeah.
my guests.
Mm.
And I like to talk about tax, business.
How to avoid tax, how to tax evade. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, yes. I mean, these are interesting topics, and I think a lot of people are interested in learning about tax,
Yeah.
because we all have to pay tax.
It's really complicated. People don't know how to pay their taxes nowadays, especially if
Absolutely.
you're a business owner.
Well, yes, yes.
Yeah.
The reason it's complicated is intentional as well. The government makes it complicated, so people cannot actually find a way to avoid tax. So, but there are, there are always loopholes that people can take advantage of tax legally. One of them, if I give you an example, is
And don't get yourself in trouble now, please. Yeah,
yeah.
go on.
So we wouldn't get, because what I would be explaining is basically lawful. So
Okay.
negative gearing, if you've heard about.
No, please
S-
explain.
Yeah. So negative gearing is if you let's say if you have a good income for a particular any given year, you can use, if you have a property, investment property, you can actually use the interest that you've paid on your property, and the renovations the cost of renovation, and also the maintenance, all the bills associated with that property. You can actually offset those costs against your income, personal
Really?
income. Yeah. So
Wow.
sometimes you can actually using this tech, I would say a tax incentive, you can use it to sort of avoid tax, right?
Okay.
But you can avoid it legally. So the government actually allows you, as a property owner, to actually use this opportunity to pay less tax, because the government wants you actually. They want people to buy property, to build property, and rent it out, because
Of
there's a
course.
shortage of
Yeah.
property. And in addition, to as a consideration, the government actually allows people that rents their property, or build and rent, to pay less tax.
Less.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of incentives nowadays for property development because there's a housing crisis here in Australia.
absolutely.
Apparently, even though we have a huge amount of land, we could utilize more of the land to build more houses. But yeah, look, I think that's a topic for another day. That's really interesting. I had no idea about negative gearing until now. Thank you for explaining that. Interesting.
No worries.
So, when it comes to making a good podcast, like, what do you think are the most important elements of that? Like,
If
yeah.
I would say your equipment,
Hmm.
you want to have the best equipment to produce the good quality um, podcast, right? So you
Okay.
want the audio to be high quality.
Yeah.
You want, if you're recording a video, you want to use a good camera, and most of all, the lighting and the editing part has also needs to be done professionally.
Right.
And I think that would produce a good you know a good podcast. But one thing that I didn't mention, which is even more important, is the content that you're discussing.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes,
Yes, you were saying about the equipment, and I agree with that. But I know a lot of podcasts that really got big on YouTube and Spotify because of what they were saying, more so. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, like you can have all the gear but no idea, is what they
Yeah,
say.
that
Yeah.
yeah. If you
If you have the gear and you have no idea, you're not going to get famous on anywhere. So if you,
absolutely,
you know,
the people have to love your podcast is about.
yeah,
Otherwise, they wouldn't listen, right? First of all, so um, yeah, the topic, the ideas that being discussed and shared has to be interested
yeah.
or interesting for the
It
audience that
has
are
to
listening.
resonate with the audience. The
Absolutely,
audience have to relate to the content that you're producing. If you're talking about things that people can't relate to, then nobody's going to watch, let's be honest.
that is true.
But if we're talking about tax and how to avoid it, I think plenty of people are interested in that.
I would have to
Yeah,
agree with that. The reason is we all have to pay tax,
of course, it's a
and
mandatory.
nobody wants to pay more money
Yeah,
than they
then they
are
have to.
required,
Yeah,
right? So they would love to learn how to minimize their
that's
tax.
how you become 2 million, 3 million subscriber podcast, bro.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
talk about things that we all do. Zaman, can you please tell me about your connection to Melbourne? How long have you been here, first of all?
I've been here since 2017,
Hmm.
so
So about eight
yeah,
years now?
about 8
Yeah.
years, yes. And I have I would say, considering that I've only been 8 years, I have good connection around Melbourne, with the places, organizations, and people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important. Not just with the people, but with the places and organizations as well.
Yes.
Can you maybe name some places that you like to go to, organizations that you're a part of?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I usually, travel to city because I live in, in southeast.
Mm.
But I have this, connection with city because when I came first time in Melbourne, 2017, I, studied at RMIT. So I would,
So in this campus, yeah.
yes, yes, I did my year 11 and 12, and I would actually take everyday train Monday to Friday to come city
Mm.
and spend my whole day here, and only go back home at night. So since I've, graduated from RMIT, uh, I regularly visit the city because of the connection that I've built during that 2 years of my studies life. And so I have good connection in Almighty. I actually built a lot of friends here that are still my good friends. And apart from that, I love to travel to St. Kilda, and that's my favorite place. Summer, I go there for swimming, and I come to Crown Casino for a coffee. You
Just for a
know,
coffee,
yes, coffee,
not
and
anything else.
just sometimes just I walk next to Yarra River.
Out of all the places to have a coffee, I never expected Crown Casino to be one of them. People usually go to Crown Casino and lose all their money, but you're having a coffee? That's
That
pretty
is so
cool.
true.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I've never actually,
Gambled?
gambled.
No?
I've never bet
That's
anything.
good.
Yeah. So the
You
only
don't
reason,
seem like the type either. You're
yeah,
more smart.
absolutely. And I know
Yeah.
that's not a good thing. Like, that if you gamble with companies that control Crown Casino, you would never win against them.
Of
So
course.
yeah, so knowing that, I actually go there. Crown Casino, apart from gambling area, they actually have a lot of other things. They have restaurants you can go. They have cafes. They have places you can go and sit and meet and conduct a
The
meeting
actual
as well.
building is really nice. Like
Absolutely.
really beautiful building. Yeah, interesting. So you have a connection to the CBD, obviously, because that's where you spent most of your first couple of years.
That is correct. Yes.
What would you like to see change in the city? Like, is there any sort of like change that you'd like to see?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Every time I travel to
Yeah,
city when I drive, there there's always something going on wrong with the road. Either there's an accident or there's some sort of road work going
I
on,
know.
and I hate that. I sometimes I get stuck in the traffic for 2 3 hours, and I hate that.
It sucks.
You know,
It sucks. Especially on peak hour traffic when you're trying to get home.
true, true.
Yeah,
Apart from that, I think Melbourne has a lot of good things.
yeah,
So not much change that I want to
yeah.
see.
And we can't argue about the coffee either. The coffee is probably the best part of this city, let's be honest. And the beach.
I have to agree with
Yeah,
that. Those are my two favorite. When I come city,
yeah,
I gotta have a coffee,
yeah.
and I have to visit the beach.
You swim? Do you swim in the
I
beach?
love swimming.
Yeah,
Yes, I love swimming. During the summer, I think every week I have to go to the beach. It's like, if I don't go to the beach, it's as if I'm not eating in that week. That's how it
it's a
feels.
mandatory part of your day. And it
Absolutely.
should be for everyone because that's the best part of this country, I believe,
We
anyways.
have the most beautiful beaches
The
in the
nature,
country.
the nature and the animals as well. Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up over there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on another episode of Chit Chat and Chai. Um, Today has been my guest, Zaman, and I have been Shahzad, and we'll hope to see you next time for another episode.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for having me, Shazad.
Thank you.
Thanks.